Hey, welcome to my channel, BDYK, Best Designer You Know, and today we're going to be making the Phoenix desk. And the Phoenix desk is a desk that's going to be used for a Phoenix? Kinda. Julia Phoenix. See here. That's who we're making it for. The Phoenix desk is going to be a desk where it's going to have cubbies, it's going to have lighting, it's going to have ring light, it's going to have all the accessories and all the bells and whistles that you would need to create any kind of social media content in a stationary form. And it's gonna have wings on it. No, not Phoenix wings, desk wings. So we have an old desk over here that we're gonna be kind of looking at as a starting place. We're pretty much gonna refab it and improve on it. We might not use any of it at all. We might actually just use it to place other pieces of wood on top of the wood that's already on the desk, if that makes any sense. The challenge with building this desk is that we don't have any hardwood on hand. None. No oak, no cedar. Nothing of that nature, nothing that's particularly squared or machined. In terms of wood, what we do have is studs, construction studs, framing studs. We're going to be utilizing that material to construct the legs and other support areas. We also have a good amount of plywood, pretty thick plywood, that we're going to be using possibly for the desktop. We're not quite sure yet, but that's kind of the direction that we're heading. We have a rough sketch, as you saw in the thumbnail. And off of that rough sketch, we're going to be altering some things as we go, trying to keep as close as we can to the original design. So again, no joiner, no planer. We're gonna be squaring these framing studs using only my rigid table saw here. It's actually a portable table saw. We're probably not gonna be able to get them truly square, but we're gonna get as close as we can. So once again, without a joiner or a planer, we're gonna be squaring these framing studs to get them as close as we can to square. And the other materials will be listed and you'll see them in the video as we go along. So what are we waiting for? Let's go. Now it's time to get our actual leg length. And I unfortunately don't know my measurements that well. But anyways, for the time being, progress over perfection. What we're gonna be doing is we are taking the width of the tabletop board that we have, which is about 2 inches, and from that point on the tape measure, we're going to add a footer and the under support, horizontal under support for the tabletop. And then we're gonna measure the distance between those two with it being underneath 2 inches to accommodate for the big piece of plywood I have back there that the width is 2 inches. So with that, then we'll have our actual leg length between the under tabletop support and the footer for our C-shape leg support. Again, I don't actually know what it's called. All right, so now that we cut the legs, I'd like to start off with the legs first. We've already made our first booby no-nos. And the booby no-nos is a no-no. And the no-no is the fact that these are 33 inches when in fact they're supposed to be 28, but they're actually not even supposed to be 28. There's a couple of factors that I missed up, and this can happen when your design isn't catted out or drawn out to spec, to measurement, 1-to-1 ratio, whatever you want to call it. And I didn't necessarily do that, so I assume that this is gonna happen, but this is a teachable moment. If you mess up and you measure wrong, you can always go back and fix it. There's multiple different ways to go back and fix it. Don't be too hard on yourself. There's a couple of things I didn't put into factor. Can that be used that way? I'm not sure. From the tabletop to the floor, it needs to be 28 inches, and these are 33. So what we need to factor in is the thickness of the tabletop. Also, I'm going to be having a bottom support at the top of the leg, running horizontal to support the weight of whatever's gonna be on top of the tabletop. So there's gonna be a thickness there as well. And this is a bracket. No, it's not just any bracket. This is a bracket. This is a huge bracket. I have 3 more of them. Is going to be used to support the desk in kind of a C-shape support system with the feet, the leg, and the under tabletop support. To limit your shins and your knees getting hit by what would normally be a 4-leg support. So we're getting rid of 2 of the leg corners, and we're only going to be relying on 2. There is a name for that type of desk setup, and I don't know it. We're going to do a C-shape. That's what I'm calling it. So we have our width here of our under tabletop support here, and then this would be our footer. So now all we need to do is measure in between the 2 and see what we come up with. Luckily, I have a digital measurement thing here, so 24.2, let's just double check, measure twice, cut once, which I didn't do the first time. 24.2, that's about right. So this is the tabletop that we have. It's plywood, it's 2 inches thick. And when I pulled this out, I wasn't sure the width of it, but the width of it tends to be 32 inches exactly, which that's essentially what I'm going for. We're adding cubbies on the sides here, and we're going to be cutting an insert to kind of make have the wings on the side. So 32 inches is perfect for this project. All right, so I took some measurements and it looks like we can't do 6 feet, although it would be an awesome desk if it was 6 feet long. We're gonna have to break it down to 5. I don't feel confident in using my portable table saw because I don't have any outfeed tables. So we're gonna be doing this old school style with a circular saw and a metal ruler to get the measurements right. After that, we're going to be dry fitting some footers and some legs to kind of see where we need things to go before we really commit. This is your desk, and it goes, so then you're sitting here.
That could definitely work. I mean, I like the aesthetic of the
Cubbies.
wings, though.
Right.
I think that's